Pakistani schoolgirl shot in the head by the Taliban to be nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. 15-year-old Malala Yousafzai, who's now in hospital in Birmingham, was targeted because she was campaigning for girls' education. Gordon Brown, the UN Special Envoy for Education, is in Pakistan and told Orla Guerin that Malala would be a worthy recipient.
Just 1 month after the Taliban left her for dead, Malala is sitting up, reading get well cards. From her hospital room in Birmingham, her father, Ziauddin, passed on her thanks to supporters worldwide.
Malala is recovering well and wants me to tell you she has been inspired and humbled by the thousands of cards, messages and gifts that she has received. They have helped my daughter survive and stay strong.
Back in Pakistan, others are drawing strength from her. In this school in Islamabad today, the UN Special Envoy for Education, Gordon Brown, got a lesson in the Malala effect.
She's been very brave and she had to stand up to people who were intimidating her.
Yes,
You all seem to support her.
Yes. She stood for her rights, even though there was a lot of danger. But, there can't stop someone like this. She was brave. She gave us, example. So we follow.
And I think they all want to be teachers because of you.
The girls here have big dreams, and when they grow up, many want to be just like Malala. Well, Gordon Brown is hearing about all the ambitions that pupils have here, but there are many girls in Pakistan who never see the inside of a classroom. Malala Yousafzai risked her life to campaign for girls' education, and now in her name, the United Nations is going to carry on that fight. Gordon Brown is pushing for schools for 32 million girls worldwide who are denied an education. Malala planned to campaign for them just before she was shot.
I don't think there's anybody I know who didn't shed a tear, who didn't cry, because the idea that a girl, simply for going to school or wanting to go to school, was shot by the Taliban is just so unspeakable.
Today they raise their voices in Malala's honour, amid calls for her to be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. Gordon Brown said the courageous teenager would be a worthy recipient. Orla Guerin, BBC News, Islamabad.
And Gordon Brown handed over the petition to the President of Pakistan today. Well, here with me in the studio is Alaphia Zoyab from Avaaz, a human rights lobby group that was partly behind the petition. Very good evening to you. Thank you very much for your time. How surprised have you been by the response to this story? Because it's been incredible, hasn't it?
In some ways, we're not surprised at all. When we launched the petition, we had this feeling that this is something that's going to hit all our members in the gut, and that's precisely what happened. We launched our petition about a week after Malala was shot, and nearly 855,000 Avaaz members from around the world have signed this petition, calling on the President of Pakistan and other authorities in Pakistan to roll out a stipend program that will benefit girls, a lost generation of girls who are not getting educated. And we're really happy to hear that today that announcement was made in Pakistan.
What are the numbers? Do you have any idea in terms of girls in Pakistan who are missing out on education currently?
Yeah, certainly. We've looked into this, and what we found was a shocking statistic. According to several reports, one of which says that nearly 3.2 million girls, school-age girls, are not getting primary school education, and nearly 3.9 million girls are not getting a secondary education. So in essence, we have almost 7 million children, just girls in Pakistan, who are being denied access to education. And the reason we've emphasized these stipend programs is that for a lot of these people, it's poverty that denies them access to education. And so when we incentivize families with money to enable them to go to school, we can save this generation that's not getting educated and stop the schooling scandal.
Are there any other reasons why they're not getting education in Pakistan?
There are a variety of reasons. Patriarchy is one of them. Security risks is another. In some places, schools simply, there are no female teachers, which prevents some people from sending their daughters to school. But if you take an average across the country, one of the key barriers remains poverty, which is why the stipend program is so important to getting girls and children back in school.
And what's your estimate of how much this story is going to change that situation because of the spotlight it's shone on the issue in a way?
You know, this is a tipping point moment in Pakistan. What Malala's shooting and eventual recovery and her absolutely dramatic fight back has done is that it's turned the spotlight on the scandal in Pakistan. And something's changed even inside Pakistan. We had hundreds of schoolgirls who came out and said, you shoot one Malala and there'll be hundreds of more Malalas. So something's shifted, and I think that's why we've been able to galvanize so many people to campaign on education, something that was so dear to her. And there's now going to be scrutiny of this sector in the weeks and months ahead, which is why we're so hopeful.
Well, it's for you to come in and talk to us. Alaphia, Zoyab, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.
More on all those stories at the top of the hour. Before that, there